Hey guys, Cream Crazy here, and well, if you haven't kept any notion on calendars, you will know that it's 1 week today until the Royal Rumble, and that's one of the things that I want to focus on in this video. I mean, last year I did a look at who could possibly win and all that stuff, but you know what, I've already thought who's going to win, and that's going to come in my predictions video next week. This video right now, I look at the Rumble pay-per-view every single year, just like you would do. I always think there could be ways to improve it, because as we know, the Rumble pay-per-view every year, everybody gives a crap about the main Rumble match itself and basically nothing else. And I thought, well, how could they improve? How could WWE improve the Royal Rumble pay-per-view? And that's what this 15 Minutes of Fame edition of Wrestling Rant will hopefully try and get through. Now, they've already done one thing, which I think is perfect. They've already done one thing which I believe is a great thing to put on in the Rumble pay-per-view, and that's the ruling that the people who lose the championship matches can officially go into the Rumble. Now, last year, I was angry that Randy Orton went in after losing against The Miz. And looking back on it, I just think to myself, why the hell was I mad? I do this regularly in my WWE 12 SmackDown vs. Raw fantasy thing. I put the losers of the championship matches in the Rumble anyway. And I was pissed off at this happening in reality because it was Orton, probably. And I now think this is a fantastic idea, but it's just good to know it's actually being done, because I mean, the bad thing is, it could give you a perspective winner from that, and that could be something bad. I mean, we could see Dolph Ziggler having a better chance if he loses, could see Big Show and Mark Henry tearing up the place after the steel cage match they're going to have, and in personal opinion, that could be a good thing, but then again, when you've got your predictions set in stone, you don't want to have that completely torn asunder, do you? You don't obviously want to see the people you've earmarked as your favourites losing out to two guys or one guy or whoever it is who's been in the championship match earlier in the night. You don't really want to see that, do you? And I think, you know, if you've put down who you want to win, you say, okay, they're going to have to win this for obvious reason. And if they don't, then it's going to piss you off, because it's either going to be someone you don't want to win or someone you would like to win but not actually want to win in the first place. So at least they've done it. That's a great thing, because that means we at least wonder, would Ziggler enter in early? Because I actually want to see how this is done, because Orton entered in quite late last year. I think around number 37, 38, 39, 40-ish, I think, in the latter half of the Rumble. And I'm wondering, would they screw Dolph Ziggler over or Big Show or Mark Henry over, like having them draw their numbers out and they're one of the first 5 or 6? You know, that will make it even more interesting. They could just do that, but I don't think they will. I think they're just going to put these people later on, you know. That's why it's a great thing. You put big names at the start of the Rumble, and at the end you then get a combined mixture of just mystery to this. That's the great thing about the Rumble. Anything can happen. And hopefully something like that could happen, you know. And I'm now going to go on to points where it hasn't been confirmed, things I would love to happen. Now, the main thing, in my opinion, that WWE should do is effectively make the Rumble pay-per-view about the Rumble match. And there's a big reason why. If you look back at the 2003 Rumble, you saw Big Show and Brock Lesnar kicking off the night. The winner went on to feature in the Rumble match, and look who won it. Simple as that. And I'm thinking, I've always thought, why not have Rumble qualification matches on the night itself? Why not? Why not have this? Because it legitimizes their place in the Rumble. Now, I don't understand why they don't even have Rumble qualification matches on TV anymore, because they're randomly allocated placing, saying, okay, I'm in the Rumble. Okay, but this guy is also in the Rumble. Where's the legitimacy? Say if a guy like Tyson Kidd scores an upset over let's say, who would I say on SmackDown who's ridiculously... Randy Orton, okay? Just say, I know Orton's injured, but the fantasy can still exist. Imagine if Tyson Kidd upsets Randy Orton in this month, and then he could say, look, I won, I have legitimacy to be in the Rumble. We don't have to expect these jobbers coming out of nowhere and going, no, he's got no chance, because they've won legitimacy. And I always think, we've got 2 championship matches, 1 feud match, and normally a Divas match hampered on. The pay-per-view is not... The Rumble match kind of becomes, at the end of the night, we're saying, okay, it's what we're looking forward to. Or in some cases, the championship match could be so good, it's an afterthought. Think about Royal Rumble 2000. That's a prime example, because the Rumble, where did that come from? After Cactus Jack and Triple H tore up the place, the Rumble match was nothing. It was non-entity, really, in comparison. So, why can't we just have qualifying matches on the night? Because in my WWE 12 fantasy booking, I always have a great idea where qualification matches on Raw and SmackDown are standard, and then we of course have I have two ways, along with the loser of the championship match going in, that effectively adds some extra spice to the event. The first is something called a Wildcard Match. Simply because I always thought where Raw and SmackDown pick 2 guys who they want to go into the Rumble who haven't had the chance yet, and they face each other, and effectively the winner goes through. If they want to make it as even as possible, they could make it a handicap match or a tag team match where 2 guys go through or not. Or maybe have 2 SmackDown guys go against each other and have 2 Raw guys go against each other later in the same night. It means you get the last technically available choice that isn't in the next... It gives them another piece of greatness out of them saying, yeah, I've won a match in the night, I can go into the Rumble. Much like how Lesnar did in 2003. They need to give the Rumble entrance something legitimate to say, I'm allowed in here. And that's one of the great things. The other great idea that I came up with in my fantasy booking was something called the Last Chance Battle Royal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Battle Royals are miniature Royal Rumbles, are they not? Well, on the game, you can effectively make it a pinfall elimination style match, where pinfall eliminates one guy and the last guy standing will effectively go into the Rumble. Now, just think you've got some mid-carders and about 2 jobbers who the book creative believes are popular enough to put in something like this, but haven't won qualification to the Rumble yet. Okay? Seems good. Put them in the ring, pinfall eliminate until one person is left standing, they win the right. Now you could say that a person like, if Vladimir Kozlov was in this, he could tear the crap out of somebody and go on and win this little battle royal and go through. Adds a bit more spice. And we wouldn't need a stupid Divas match. Because I was saying to myself, watching the Rumble last year, everybody, that I could have seen a Last Chance Battle Royal. Because actually, there's a lot of jobbers. I mean, sure, most of WWE's roster was in the Rumble last year. But I could have easily seen a Last Chance Battle Royal happen for some FCW guys, maybe. Guys from NXT. I could see a Last Chance Battle Royal, especially for this year, coming from anything. Last Chance Battle Royal, okay, now it's only going to be 30 men. Okay? Only 30 men this year, right? Thinking to myself, the Last Chance Battle Royal is now perfect. It is perfect to put some jobbers and lower mid-carders, or maybe some upper mid-carders if you've got some space, to stick them in this and see who can actually win the fucking thing. It'll be great. It means we won't need a Divas match. We wouldn't need a feud match. The Rumble would sell the pay-per-view. We know it sells the pay-per-view all the time, so why not? Why not put a Last Chance Battle Royal in there saying you only get one more chance, you get eliminated, you're out of here, you're not in the Rumble this year. Makes perfect sense. And I can understand people would say, okay, it'll make too clustered an undercard if there were 2 of these. Oh, sun's obviously getting in the way there. If there were 2 of these, shit, you know what I mean. If there were 2 of these matches, we would all be pissed off saying this is too clustered, and the Rumble match is already clustered enough. Wouldn't that be an issue? You may be thinking right now. Well, no, because at least gives some people you don't often see a chance on the card. At least it would give Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater a bit of relevance. Because I mean, sure, Justin Gabriel had a match with Cody Rhodes this past week, which was a damn fine effort. But at the same time, what other time would he get some airtime on TV? Superstars? Well, we know no one's watching that. So to give some of these young guys a chance to at least show themselves with heart and determination in a match like this, it's perfect, right? I always thought Last Chance Battle Royal would be great, wouldn't it? And to actually improve the Rumble pay-per-view even more, even in a dark match, give a Rumble qualification opportunity for someone. You know? Make it all good. Make it all for something. Give them, again, something to fight for. But when we get to the Rumble match itself, is where I think it should have some improvements added. Because I feel, I mean, last year, we even though it was 40 men, last couple of, no, it wasn't last year, it was the year before that with Edge, right, when he won the Rumble, we were all shouting at the TV screen saying, this Rumble did not last long enough. It lasted around 49 minutes, just around that. Now, a Rumble pay-per-view is determined by the Rumble. The Rumble will sell it, the Rumble will effectively get people watching, right? The Rumble should take up the majority of the showtime. Now, if it goes beyond an hour, it'll and the 2002 Rumble was top heavy. It was the biggest in terms of star power that the Rumble has had in years. And we know that lasted an hour and 6 minutes or so because it was that fucking good. Eliminations took effort to do, and so did the entry of other guys. It took time. Because just like in the games, they had a certain amount of people in the ring. They didn't allow any other people in until a certain point where they could actually add more people in. And I know the madness of having a shitload of people in the Rumble is what draws people to go, oh, this is crazy. No, we don't know what's going to happen now. But then you got to think they're going to draw out the Rumble for some time. Because I mean, the elimination, the entry times, I feel, may say 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. It flies by. Maybe 2.5 minutes. Maybe allowing the Rumble to go on longer than it actually could be would not only give the WWE fan base some actual need to want to invest in it and go, yeah, this is what I paid for. I paid for the Rumble match. I want it to go on for as long as possible, be as unpredictable, and be as intense as possible. They would want that. Hell, I want that. I want to go into a Rumble pay-per-view and say, this is going to last quite a while, because it's one of the best points of the entire year. We want to see that. And if they can't give it, then what's the point of building the pay-per-view around one match when it doesn't even live up to expectations? And also, actually, on the elimination and entry point of view, if you're going to put somebody in the ring on their own or with one other person and do a teaming thing, much like how Punk and the Nexus and Cena and Hornswoggle for last year's Rumble, you got to at least put someone in there who can at least give them a bit of competition, okay? Because we all thought Booker T was going to give some competition to the Nexus. That didn't happen, did it? Same for Diesel. He didn't do it very well either. We've got an idea here where we could extend the Rumble's running time and at least not make it seem shit. Because when Hornswoggle and Cena were teaming on people, it demeaned the people they were teaming on. I mean, sure, if we get someone like Great Khali in the ring and we have one person come out, like, say, Beth Phoenix from 2 years ago, we would not have seen such a shocking elimination. We would not have seen Undertaker being eliminated by Maven. It's... Sure, having one guy in the ring to do some damage is good in some aspects. But when you only have say like a team of guys in there, it doesn't work. It feels like the every man for himself mantra isn't there. I mean, even Legacy doing the same when they helped Orton get to the end in 2009. It's another thing I feel that's lost from the pay-per-view. And to be honest, Rikishi eliminating Scotty 2 Hotty helps itself out. And did he eliminate Grandmaster Sexay as well? Yes, he did, I think. So he eliminated both members of Too Cool in one go. Every man for himself mantra needs to be reapplied. And that is fundamental. The Rumble pay-per-view, everybody, if you haven't weaved my point yet, must be what this pay-per-view is about. And if it isn't, then we might as well just call it ordinary but bigger pay-per-view. A bigger scale pay-per-view, but still same old crap. Because I know the title matches are important. I know that the one feud this time round, which is, of course, Kane versus John Cena, is very important. But we look at where the Rumble match hasn't got as much advertisement this time round. We're feeling a little angry, aren't we? That we want the Rumble match to be the main attraction that steals the show every time. Because it's what we all want to see. And if it isn't, what's the point? Simple. Simple as that. And I hope you guys understand my ideas of improving the Rumble and just generally improving the pay-per-view as a whole. Because it needs to be. And to be honest, I could have found out some negatives, why, but then again, this is not one of those videos. I obviously would put some negatives in, but what could those negatives be? Too clustered of an undercard? I've already mentioned that. Too many people in the Rumble match at one time could be a problem. In fact, even when I just thought up now, a lopsided superstar count between Raw and SmackDown, knowing that Raw has more of a roster. Anything's possible. So, because I mean, the Rumble pay-per-view is never going to escape scrutiny, okay? But as long as improvements are made to the overall show where the match is the highlight, where getting to the match means something, and it makes everybody, in a sense, look strong for this great fixture, which is now its 25th anniversary. The 25th anniversary of one of the greatest fixtures on our pay-per-view calendar. And guys, I'm going to end it there. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope this has given some food for thought here. I'm going to be watching Man City Tottenham. In fact, I've got it on mute right here, and I've just seen Tottenham get an equaliser. Booyah! Guys, you know what to do. You can subscribe up there if you haven't already. Watch videos in the video list tab. You can like this video. You can comment your opinions in the comment section. You can add me on Facebook. You can search Cream Crazy WR on Skype, and you can ask me Q&A questions as well. All that can be done by the ways I've noted in the description box down below. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. I got some coursework to do, I've just remembered. Yikes. So I'm going to leave it there. Next time you see me will be Wednesday, where I'll be doing the 13th bulletin of In the News, which I will say right now, not much news has really come out in the last couple of days, which is a bit frightening. So let's hope the middle of the week gives me something else to cheer about, eh? And I will also, after that, I'll be back with the most important prediction vid of the new year, which is the Royal Rumble 2012 predictions, where I'll finally be able to give my idea on who will win the 2012 Royal Rumble match. And before the sun comes into this video and starts ruining my shot, I'll say this. I'm being Cream Crazy. You've been people watching. This has been my How the Royal Rumble pay-per-view can be improved video, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Cheers. I just realised I haven't pressed the stop button. YouTube. See you guys then.